will be walking through my backend assignment for Zywa. So the goal was to develop an internal API that retrieves the status of user card by aggregating data from various partner companies. So to achieve this, I have chosen the tech stack which ensures scalability and maintainability. So that backend was built using Node.js with Express.js along with TypeScript. And for database, I have used PostgreSQL. And for connecting with database, I have used Prisma ORM. And at last, I has also containerized the application using Docker. So the architecture was, so this application follows MVC architecture, which is model view controller architecture, and the models are defined using Prisma, representing our database schema. So I will show you our database schema. So this is our database schema where we have three tables: card event, card, and the users. And controller has the main business logic, and routes are the API routes we are calling here. So first thing was to get the data from our partner companies provided in CSV files. So data folder has all the CSV files, and for adding this data to our database, I have created a script to import data from all this. So here I have used CSV parser for parsing the data from the CSV files and adding it. So and I have used Prisma to pass it to the database. So here one challenge was date formats were not in a all were not in the same format. So I have created a own parser for getting the data and normalize the data to ensure consistency and reliability in our database. So the core of our application was to get the card status endpoint. So I will show you this. So this is the endpoint where it accepts phone number or a card ID. Based on it, we will retrieve it from the database and show the latest status of the card. So depending on input, it fetches the latest event related to the card and it returns the current status, timestamp, and if there is a comment, it shows. So I will show you a quick demonstration how API responds to our sample request. So demo of the assignment. So these are the setup instructions. So I already done all this, the database connectivity and the migrations. I will show you from the important one. So first, to import the data, we would run this script. This would run the script file where it import the data from CSV files and pass it to the database. So it takes some time to do it. Let's wait for it. Pickup data is imported successfully, delivery exceptional. So yeah, so this script has been run successfully and all the data from this has got to the database. So I will show you through the dashboard. Did we get the data in our database or not? So yeah, so 3 users has been created along with these events and the card. So let's get any ID from it. So the next step was to run the application. So I will do npm run dev so that we can listen to the API calls. It is running in 3000. So I will be showing you in Postman. So this is the API endpoint and card ID is this. So let me send the request. So the status is delivered. Let me verify it. So 65 is card events. So yeah, so the status is delivered. So this was the demo of the API call, and next is that to ensure consistency, I'll containerize the application using Docker, and this is the Docker file which I have created. So this install all dependencies. It also generated the Prisma schema and build it, and it runs the application. So yeah, this was my demo. So the current setup will also require several areas for improvement. So some of the enhancement that I could consider, which I have mentioned in the README file. So one was to maintain a centralized middleware which handles all the errors, and we can also use libraries like Winston for better monitoring and debugging. So all API calls would have been logged in one place, and we can see if there is an error or not. And we can also would have created test files, test to check if all the endpoints are correctly working on or not. And if we are making an same call again and again, so caching would have been a better strategy here to optimize, to reduce the database queries and all of this. So thank you. So this was my project showcase. I hope you liked it. So if there are